Just watched a video on TikTok that said, as a woman who stayed, I'm telling you to leave. And that's just like, I think the title alone was enough. I think if you've seen that title and you know that you're a person who needed to see that, you know that title probably triggered you. And as someone who, those type of titles used to trigger me when I would see them and I was in a toxic relationship. Now that I feel like now that I'm currently making a video and I'm going to title it that, something happened to my brain when I left the toxic relationship where I'm just like, I only have one life to live. There was something so scary about thinking of how you really have one life to live. And if you stay unhealed, because that is usually why you're in toxic relationships, or because you're unhealed and you're craving something that you didn't get in childhood. I would really sit there after it was over, even as I'm going through like the bad part, like right when it was over. And I'm like, one day I'm not going to be here. Why or how was I giving someone so much of my time where it was not improving? And I'm not someone to be like, oh, just leave your man, leave your woman, leave your relationship. If it's just consistently not working and extremely toxic and traumatic, it is to a point where you have to really sit there and be like, I only get to live one life. Let's say life expectancy is what, 70 years. Let's just say that. Let's just say it's 70 years. You're going to spend, let's say you start dating at 20. Let's say you don't leave till you're 40. You're giving them 20 years of your 70 years. Something changed in my brain. Even though I still struggled with breaking up and leaving that relationship because I was in a trauma bond, the more that I started healing, the more I was able to get away and understand that that was not healthy and that was not even love. Okay? But if you are not healing during this process, or if you're not choosing to heal, you're going to you're not going to recognize how much time is passing as you're in a cycle, a traumatic trauma bond cycle with someone who is toxic. Maybe you both are toxic, but you're not going to realize until you wake up one day and you're like, hey, I'm 40. I'm still with this person, because it could be man or woman, because women too. That's a whole nother topic for another day. It's not just men sometimes. Majority, maybe. Sometimes also women. As someone who's only 24, and I was only in that relationship for 6 years. That's a long time. But in terms of not being there, not having any ties like kids or anything, if you are able, mind you, if you don't even have kids with this person, you're not married to this person, you have no house with this person, no financial bonds with this person, no businesses with this person, and it's just constantly toxic, traumatic, I think it is your best bet to just walk away now. Even if you already have those things, I think it is your best bet to plan the getaway, because I know it's not easy all the time to just get up and walk away from it. And even though all the time, even though there will be times where I'll be like, I know it's over, I know it needs to be done, I know it's toxic, I just always remember feeling like I can't do it. Like, I would just always be like, no, maybe it could work. No, maybe things can change. And just not wanting the inevitable to have to happen. And I tell you right now, I wish that it happened so much sooner. And I feel like for the both of us, to be honest, that's the craziest thing. For me to just wish that I made a decision sooner, just walked away sooner, this is your sign that if it's toxic, traumatic, it's toxic, not getting better, it is not going to get better. And by the time it gets better, you may have gone through so much. It's kind of like, why would you even want to go through all of that just to get to the good part? And for me personally, it was through isolation, getting closer to God, and going to therapy that helped me to recognize why I even felt like I needed to be in a situation like that. Because I'm telling y'all, that is where the root problem is. Sometimes you don't love that person. You're just craving things and you just want things that you needed as a child, or that your inner child currently needs, that this person is halfway even given to you. They're not even giving you everything, but sometimes you're so desperate for something, or you're so in need of something, you feel as if you have to get it from someone else.